Hi, my name is Miss Pat, and I'm a teacher at the Boone County Conservation District. And today we are going to talk about the animal group reptiles. So there are over 8,000 different types of reptiles in the world, and they live in all different types of environments. They live in deserts, they live in prairies, they live in grasslands, they live in the tropics, they live in the subtropics. Almost everywhere on Earth has reptiles. So what types of animals are reptiles? Well, they're chameleons, they're snakes, they're lizards, they're turtles, and this turtle is a painted turtle, and the painted turtle is the state reptile of Illinois. Reptiles can also include alligators, crocodiles, Komodo dragons, and geckos. So what makes a reptile a reptile? These animals are all very different looking. So what do they have in common? Well, one thing that they have in common is that they are all vertebrates. They all have a backbone. They also all have an endoskeleton, or their skeleton is on the inside. What's another common characteristic? All reptiles are ectothermic, or cold-blooded. That means that they cannot control their body temperature by themselves. They need the outside air to determine what their body temperature is going to be. And that's why in northern Illinois, all reptiles hibernate over the winter. They'll either go in the mud or under the log or under rocks or wherever they can find a spot to survive the winter where they will not freeze to death. Reptiles are also covered in scales, like this. You see the scales there? See the scales? Reptiles will never ever have fur or feathers. They're always covered in scales. Some of them are teeny tiny so that you can almost not really see that they're scales. And some of them are really big. Like turtles have really big scales. You can see that one right there. And they're called scutes. Reptiles also lay eggs. They lay their eggs on land, and their eggs are always kind of dry and leathery looking. And when the babies hatch, they look just like the adult, only they're smaller. They have the same legs, the same tail, everything. They're just smaller. So they don't undergo any change as they mature from a juvenile or an infant to an adult. They look the same. Reptiles also have adequate vision. They can see, like they could see a mouse. If they're looking for a dinner, a snake could see a mouse. But they can't tell if it's really a mouse or a gerbil or a hamster. But they can just see it there. Their hearing is kind of limited, but they do have a really good sense of smell. But they smell a little bit differently than we do. We use our nose, but a snake uses its tongue to smell. And it brings those smells into its mouth, and it has two special organs on the top of its mouth that will identify the smell. A turtle has two bumps underneath on its chin called barbels, and those barbels are what allow a turtle to smell. So what have we learned about reptiles? We have learned that reptiles have vertebrates, they have a backbone, They're ectothermic in that they're cold-blooded. They have dry skin that is made of scales. They lay eggs, and the eggs hatch into babies that look pretty much like the adult, just smaller. They have adequate vision with limited hearing, but an excellent sense of smell. So I hope you enjoyed learning about reptiles, and will join us for some of our other videos on different animal groups.